2. Self-love and the universe. If a man changes himself, his view of the universe in which he lives changes also. The one cannot change without the other. Just as what he was becomes something different, so what he lives in becomes something different. He no longer feels himself in the same way as he once did, and he no longer feels the world in the same way as he did. What is your view of the universe in which you live? Perhaps you have taken it for granted just as you have taken yourself for granted. That is to say, you have not thought much about either. In my case, I could regard the universe simply as a vast machine, so vast that a ray of light which travels at 186,000 miles per second would take millions of years to cross it. It contains billions of stars, far more than we can see with the naked eye. These stars are arranged in great masses called galaxies. Our sun is the star in our galaxy, the Milky Way. Our galaxy is shaped like a disk. As we are in the disk, looking upwards, we see a thick band of stars overhead. There are about 100,000 million stars, like suns, in our galaxy. The 100 telescope at Mount Wilson in America has discovered that there are some 100 million of these galaxies within the limits of its range, which penetrates to a distance of 1 billion light years. Try to conceive for yourself the distance that light will travel in a single year going at a speed of 186,000 miles per second, which is a light year, and then try to conceive a distance of 1 billion light years. It is inconceivable to us, although it may not be to some greater mind. A ray of light starting from the second nearest star to us in our own galaxy, the Sun, is the nearest star to us, takes more than 4 years to reach us. This means that we see it where it was 4 years ago. We see the Sun, however, where it was 8 minutes ago. None of the stars, owing to their distances and the limited speed of light which crawls through interstellar space, is where it seems to be. In this universe, vast beyond belief, of incredible depths, the Earth swims as a minute speck illuminated on one side. On this half-dark, half-light speck, you and I, full of self-love and self-importance, exist as two still more infinitesimally minute specks. This is a situation in the visible universe in terms of physical magnitude, extended in a space of 3 dimensions. As regards that fourth or time dimension, it has a peculiar relationship to our present moment of time, because we do not see where the stars are, but where they were in the past. We see the universe in the past as it was. It would be awkward if the same thing happened to the objects in our room. We would see them, but not touch them. Now, what is the effect of all this on the self-love? Does it make man walk more humbly before God, as the phrase goes? Does it diminish man's exalted idea of his own importance? It did once, but not now. Some centuries ago, when Galileo asserted that the Earth not only rotated, but moved round the Sun, man's self-love, not being able to adjust to this idea, was seriously offended, so much so that Galileo was had up by the Inquisition and had to recant in public. That was the occasion on which he muttered, "All the same, it does move equal or seem moved." Hitherto people had actually thought that the minute speck, our Earth, was the immovable center of the entire universe with all its myriad stars, which obligingly and humbly revolved round it, together with the Sun, once in 24 hours. But there is always a way to reassert one's self-love if it receives a shock when faced by anything breathtaking or stupendous. One can scribble one's name on it. Seeing the Parthenon for the first time, one can at least scribble one's name on one of the pillars. By this bit of cheap the self